Hey, what's going on, guys? Kalamazi here, and today's video is talking about 5 or 6 things you should do right now in patch 12.0 to prep your characters for 12.1 and make them as strong as possible when August 11th, which is the date for 12.1, comes around. August 11th is the patch. August 18th is the start of S2, the raid drops, and plus all that. And there are a handful of things you can do right now to make your characters a bit stronger, a bit more powerful, and make life a bit easier when the patch comes out. Some might sound a bit more like sweaty than others, but regardless, what else are we doing right now? So lock in, get them done, and yeah, let's get into it. Okay, starting off with the first thing here, which is not super sweaty. You should do it. I put it off far too long until about like last week, but the first thing is do your Omnium Folio. Do the Omnium Folio. This is a system that's going to be in game until the end of the expansion. Unlike the ring or neck from Siren Isles and things, this system is in game until the expansion ends. And I would assume they're going to probably build upon it more and more for power gains, things like that. If you haven't done it, it takes about probably an hour to get it all done, give or take. Just get it done now. You're going to want the power realistically now, but also in next patch, it's free power. Get it done. All you do is come over here and you talk to one of these people over here. It's like a big indicator quest right in here as far as like Silvermoon's concerned. This add-on's called City Guide Silvermoon, by the way. That puts all the things on the map if you want it. Talk to them, go through the portal. I believe there's a portal somewhere. Mine closed up, but that's fine. And do the quest. 5 or 6 different ones, takes about an hour, no big deal, but very important. It's not going away. It'll be here the entire expansion. So if you come back to the game or just haven't done it or been a bit lazy like I was for a while, do it, get it done, and don't worry about it for the rest of the expansion. Okay, number 2, moving on. So this is actually going to be where it gets maybe like a bit sweatier, but at the same time, it's one of the very few ways you can sort of like min-max your gear before 12.1 comes around. So Sporefall is out, obviously. You can get 298 gear from this raid. Now for Warlock, we have neck, chest, feet, a ring, and a trinket, right? This gear is going to be 298 at Mythic level. If you're doing Heroic Sporefall, it's going to be like 285, whatever. This gear is 298, non-upgradable. It comes to that eye level, and that's it. Now, when it comes to patch 12.1, I'm also on PCR right now. 12.1 Mythic 0 gear is going to drop at 292 at champion level, which means you can upgrade it higher with champion crest, so on and so forth. Mythic Zeros are on a weekly lockout in 12.1, so you're going to want to run a cycle of, a whole circuit of like all 8 dungeons. Week 1, hopefully get a bunch of gear, and your gears you have currently on retail, that's 289 that you've max upgraded with Myth Crest and things, barring tier and things, like my belt. My belt, probably this ring, various trinkets if you have better ones out there. I guess these are sort of high now either way, but like maybe like non-embellished pieces, like I have bracers, I have a belt, I have like my cloak that's embellished, I have a couple other things here and there, maybe like my off piece as well. I'm wearing shoulders now. You can upgrade those by just getting 292 pieces from Mythic Zeros week 1, August 11th, not the 18th, the 11th, the day the patch hits. You can run M0s and get 292 baseline gear. However, if you have these 298 slots in Sporefall, it sort of like checks off pieces of gear you don't really need to get from M0s. You can trade those pieces of loot to people as well. Like if I got boots, ring, I guess trinkets theoretically, a chest, a neck, yeah, I think that's about it. Or weapon, I guess, technically, too. I can trade those people as well, right? Now, Champion Crest are typically, when it comes to like upgrading gear in, early patches and things, week 1, you're like Adventure, Veteran Crest, they really don't matter much. Typically, you can dump them on whatever you want. Champion and Hero Crest, week 1, and like Myth Crest, obviously, week 2, and things are much more they're much more, you want to save this for like the right upgrades. So the champion pieces here, I probably wouldn't upgrade them from M0s in 12.1, but you can definitely get in here and get some good pieces. Like this trinket's very good for most casters. I think most people in general want flask, right? Other things here and there, basic weapons, all that kind of stuff. So there's that. So keep that in mind for week 1. But if you want to make loot tradable or have the option to trade loot and or gear up a bit now, Sporefall, why not? You can run it multiple times and coin it, do whatever. Multiple times in a week. Now, when it comes to number 3, so this is something that's happened, we can talk about a lot, we've seen a lot in previous patches. People often suggest, I've done it for many patches now, crafting gear, S1 gear, so you have it in preparation for Season 2. And what I mean by that is, so for example, I have bracers here at 285 with a socket. I have a cloak, no socket, but it's embellished. 2 embellishments here, right? Now, for example, if I walk into the raid, and with the way loot is changing, I'll have a video coming out a week or so on like how loot's changing and how all that stuff works too, right? But if I get like a max myth cloak that I coined from the first boss in the raid, what's even in the raid right now? Let's see. First boss in the raid, we're probably gonna have a guaranteed bonus roll. If I coin this cloak week 1 at max myth 6 out of 6, chances are pretty high I want to dump my embellished cloak that I have here at 285. Unfortunately, I only have 1 embellishment on. Now, you can sort of craft lower embellishments next patch 2 as well and things, but having the options just say, hey, I want to swap this cloak out for like maybe I made like crafted like a belt, right, with an embellishment on it. I want to make multiple pieces of gear that I can technically have as like backup embellishments that I can swap on if I get a high cloak or I get a high pair of bracers or I want to swap on, right? I can maybe say, hey, this belt I have here, I can swap this out for a 285 crafted embellished socketed belt. Now, once again, you can use like I think champion crest, lesser crest to make like, you know, embellishments and things like for S2 early on, but at the same time, like, what are we using these crests for, or these things for? The sparks. I don't know where they even are anymore. I don't know how many I even have, but what are you using these sparks for? For nothing, right? Yeah, these things, nothing. So my plan currently is to have like a pair of bracers, a cloak. I'll make a belt. Probably like gloves, like an off piece of tier, like my lesser value tier piece if I need to break that early. Maybe a ring with an embellishment on it too, possibly. Like the jewel crafting one, so that I have options if I loot like a high pair of gloves. I want to swap on like my my tier soldiers, right? Swap these on. I can put on like, you know, 318 max myth gloves that, you know, are not part of my tier set because I have 5 pieces on. I'll have 4 max myth gloves. If I loot a high cloak, I can swap this off, put on the cloak, and swap on, let's say, my belt that's embellished now. I'm not losing an embellishment. There's that. So if you have these sparks laying around, it's definitely worth looking at crafting, you know, items of higher value. If you've been raiding for a while and doing M+, you probably have a million crests laying around. I have like 400. Why they aren't account-wide tradable, I have no idea, but it is what it is. I would look at doing that for crafting. You're having embellishments on the side. Keep in mind, typically embellishments go on like lesser pieces of gear, like bracers and cloaks, and time like boots, like belts, things of lesser stat relevance. Like, for example, my belt has 93 int on it. My chest has, you know, 135, right? Boots have 101, they're a higher eye level. Bracers have 67. 67. But yeah, like, so keep that in mind. And adding on to that, also keep in mind, you can socket bracers. You can socket a belt. When I craft the belt, I don't think I even have one. When I craft one, I'm going to want to have a socket from the Great Vault that I can put in that belt. So once again, for that upcoming patch, okay, cool. I have a couple embellishments laying around, and you can theoretically craft, once again, I believe like higher, like veteran, whatever-esque gear with like season 2 embellishments on them, but you can't put a socket on them because the socket tokens that I buy, let's say right now, don't work at S2 items. So this is a way to sort of say, hey, I want to retain my socket, whether it's for like, you know, multiple gem colors in a meta gem, or it's saying, hey, it's a bit more powerful having a socket on an S1 piece that's embellished versus an S2 piece. Keep in mind crafting things like bracers, belt, cloak, a ring that's embellished, and socketing them with this radiant jewel binder in S1. Those pieces can be valuable in S2. Don't forget that. Do it now, because once S2 rolls around, your crest, you can't craft these. They're going away. They're going to reset. That leads into number 4. Number 4 is basically spending on currency. So I would assume basically all this is resetting. You're not going to keep coffer shards. Mana flux is going away. Obviously, void cores are going away. I'm 4 behind. Keys, undercoin. Spend that on delve stuff if you want, whatever. Crafts as well. You can't make them, you can't trade them across your account. Still, I have no idea as to why. It's week 85 of the season, but there's that. If you have anything worth spending is on, once again, crafting gear, for example, whether it's even hero gear or myth gear, depending what you rate at, definitely worth finding a sink for these somewhere. I think you can trade them for like bags of gold, something like that, somewhere as well, but it's super minuscule, not really worth it. So keep that in mind. It also goes together with like crafting stuff. But yeah, currency spending, spend currencies, craft pieces of gear, sockets for them. Keep in mind Sporefall as well. I got to spam Sporefall a few times on my alt to get like his max 298 gear. He also has some sockets on his belt and bracers. This is my main guy. My alt has like a few less sockets, so gotta, well, you know, do that too. And the last thing that you can sort of do now to prep for next patch is actually leveling up your Valeera. I've heard it mentioned in a handful of places. I don't know how to pull up the delve panel in this game, or where it even is, if there is one at this point. I've sat here for 10 minutes digging around for it. I can't find it, but I can go in the delve and show you. So Valeera's max level is, I believe, 60. As far as like follower or whatever her little side helper quest is that she does for you. She helps you out and stuff, right? Similar to how it was like in Season 1, the pre-S1 weeks, you can level up your Valeera, make delves a bit easier. They're not that hard in the first place, but it will make the seasonal like question mark boss a bit easier to take down if Valeera is level 60 versus like level 38. I have no idea what mine's even at. Mine is at level... Where is she? She's 41, so I got 19 levels to grind out. But if you're able to do so, it does make things a bit easier. Keep in mind, you're going to want to run delves as well for like your bountiful gear, your map, once a week for your hero gear and things too. So if you can make life a bit easier, I would definitely look at least doing some delves, leveling your companion up. There's things you can do as well for the Delver's Journey. I have no idea where the panel's at in this game. I looked a million times. I can't find it. I'm probably just stupid, let's be honest. But either way, I'd do that. Level her up, get everything ready to go. I still have no idea where delves are, but get that done, spend on currencies, buy cosmetics, and then honestly, besides that, there's not a crazy amount, but little things you can do to optimize your character and go from there. The big thing week 1 of the patch is going to be just grinding M0s or doing them once for 292 gear, and the week after the raid hits. We're going to have a lot of videos coming out as far as like the raid prep's concerned, what to do week 1, what to do week 2, because gearing is changing a lot in this patch, probably more than we've seen in not even recent memory, in memory in general. There's a lot of things changing, which can mean a lot of things for the race. Gearing should be faster, but also like a bit more efficient. We'll see where it goes, but yeah, short video, but hopefully helps you guys out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys again soon. Gian.